What appears to be a major blow to Vladimir Putin, Russia's defense minister has ordered its forces to abandon the key city of Kherson in southern Ukraine. ABC News foreign correspondent Tom Soufi Burridge live in Kyiv for us. So, Tom, looks like the bully is losing his battlefield.
Yeah, Kira, this is a huge moment in this war. It's full of symbolism because Kherson, a key city in the south, is the only regional Ukrainian capital which the Russians have occupied since their full-scale invasion in February. It's a massive strategic blow for the Russians if they carry it out. Now, they've announced it today in a carefully choreographed event by the defense minister and the key Russian general running the operation for the Russians here in Ukraine. But missing from that event, unsurprisingly, Vladimir Putin. And as you say, it's a bitter blow for him. It's a bitter blow for his war if it is carried out. But there is some skepticism from the Ukrainian side whether the Russians are actually going to make good on their word, which, to be honest, they're not known for.
So the Russians are suggesting that their forces still haven't actually retreated from the city. True or false?
Yeah, completely true, Kira. So basically, what people have to realize is that Kherson sits right to the south of Ukraine, just north of the Crimean Peninsula, which Russia occupied back in 2014. But going up to the east of the city sits on the western bank, if you like, of the Dnipro River. It's a vast river. And effectively what Russia has said is that we're going to pull our forces back over that river and basically to better defensive positions on the eastern bank of that river. Now, Western officials have been warning us that this was in the offing for a long time. We've been briefed on it, that Russian positions were beginning to move. There were signs that a retreat was in the offing. And also, we've seen the Ukrainian military push further and further towards the city. But there are still big question marks about how this will play out in the next 24 or 48 hours or even longer. You know, it's going to be a risky maneuver for those Russian forces still left on the western side of that river in Kherson city if they are going to retreat. And then for the Ukrainians, do they move into the city? Do they move quickly into the city? That city will be easily in range of Russian artillery positions, which we believe they're going to occupy on the eastern side of the river. So it's a complicated dynamic, but it's a huge moment in this war, and we'll watch it play out in the hours and days to come.
So then how could it impact the power balance here and just the overall impact or progress or movement within this war?
Yeah, I think aside from the sort of propaganda blow to Russia, to Putin's regime, and a massive boost morale-wise for the Ukrainians. I mean, look, people might remember Kherson right at the beginning of this war, those iconic images of Ukrainians coming out onto the streets, flying their blue and yellow flags and basically facing down Russian tanks in the streets. So for the Ukrainians to take back that city, it's a massive boost. I think the other point is that you could argue that on the southern front of the front line, which runs right up this vast country, Ukraine, it would make a sort of hard line, if you like, up against that big river, the Dnipro River. If the Ukrainians occupy those positions on the western side, you then have to sort of look forward using your crystal ball and say, it would be incredibly hard for the Ukrainians then to push east at some point in the future. And some people might suggest that, you know, it's going to push forward this idea in capitals like Washington, London and Brussels that maybe the Ukrainians might have to negotiate at some point with the Russians. But the massive caveat to that is I think the Ukrainians are fed up with negotiating with the Russians over a matter of years. It only brought them a full-scale invasion back in February, and the Ukrainians are very much concentrated on beating Russia on the battlefield right now. Kira?
ABC News foreign correspondent Tom Soufi Burridge live from Kyiv. Thanks, Tom.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.